Alright, hey there, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Mixon, and yes, as the title suggests, I need your help in the form of your ideas and your feedback. So, what this patented muckluck style video is about is a series I used to do a while ago. And I say series, but it wasn't ever really like a full fledged series because the last episode I did of it was in November, and the episode before that was in June of both of this previous year, of course. So, yeah, it's been a while. And the series is called Tuesday, and the concept is I browse Steam to try to find games that look fun, look good, worth buying, under $2, and I would play them on Tuesday. And I really enjoy this concept. I've got several in my Steam library that I've accumulated from just kind of going through new releases or just cheap games in general. I'm like, oh yeah, that looks good. I might play that. And what's a couple bucks here or there, over several months or years. And that's what kind of started the whole concept for the series. Anyway, so I want to revive that. And I started, I tried a couple of live streams recently, went really well, and I really enjoyed it. And I think what I want to do is do weekly Tuesday live streams. And since I have so many games in my Steam library, I wanted some feedback on games that you've played and you think are good or not good or whatever. Games that uh, you're curious about that you would actually enjoy watching, or games that you might potentially buy and you're wanting some further information or someone else to kind of validate your opinion, and you're hesitant on even spending a couple bucks if because it looks like it could go either way. It could be good, it could be bad. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to read out the games that I have, give a very brief description on what they are, and then if you think any are good, I'm going to put a straw poll in the description. Just vote on them. Say like, hey, yeah, I wouldn't mind seeing that. Even if it's multiple. Just one if you want to see, a dozen. Either or. Let me know. And I'll also put each game down below and a link to the Steam page if you want more information about it before something might kind of sound interesting, but you want to look at it a little more before you say hey or no. So even if I get one person that gives me some sort of formal feedback, that's better than what I've got, because there's just so many, it's hard to pick. So I'm going to start reading them off here. There's a lot of platformers, and there's a few of them that are multiplayer that I'm not going to read because I do want to do them eventually, but it's going to be a matter of like finding people that also have them or want to play them or whatever. So I'm not going to read those. I'm just going to read the ones that I would actually live stream just by myself. So they're in alphabetical order, and we're going to start from the top, which is Beep, which is a platformer where you're a robot in space and you have a gravity gun, and I think it's very physics based. And then after that, we have Cytalis, which is a fast-paced city simulation game where you must carefully manage your city to avoid crime and disasters such as floods and droughts, all whilst making a profit. So it's like a management game, like similar to Sims and things like that. A very cool-looking art style as well. We have David, which is a minimalist, abstract kind of platformer where you play David and you've got a little slingshot and you have to fight these various evil geometric shapes. We've got Defy Gravity, which is an action platformer that is a mix between the classic platforming and gravity-based puzzle solving. Galactic Fighters, which is a 3D space shooter, arcade bullet hell game, shot in third person. You've got a three-dimensional spaceship. It's kind of like, it looks a little bit like Star Fox, maybe similar, akin to that. Gundun, which is one of the few I've played a little bit of. It is a time killer arcade game. It's retro style, where you like face against various Western or really pop culture archetypes, and they all have like a different way of how you defeat them, and you play like a lawless or maybe law-bringing gunman in the West. We have Hansel Mr. Frog, which is kind of like it's a retro style platformer. It's kind of like, I don't know, Shovel Knight with Yoshi, maybe. Yeah, yeah. I guess is the best way to describe it. We have The Howler, which is a unique looking game. The art style is pretty cool. It looks like hand drawn with watercolor, and you are a hot air balloon, and you have to use different like levels of the atmosphere and different um, like strengths and directions of the wind as you go up and down vertically to avoid like obstacles and whatnot. There is In Space, which is a procedural side-scrolling shooter that values precision and strategy over reflex or memorization. There is Jet Gunner, which another one I played a little bit of. It's kind of like Mega Man on crack. It's like a bullet hell version of Mega Man. It's a 2D platform action indie game, kind of like retro style, similar to that. There is Jump Boxer, which is a pseudo 8-bit action platformer with fighting game elements. So it's a little bit of like parkour and jumping, like wall jumping and stuff, like kind of like Super Meat Boy, I guess. And you have a little bit of fighting, like actual like hand-to-hand combat as well. There's Lup, which is a 2.5D platformer. Don't have a lot of information on it because it's got like the most generic description in the world. Listen to this. A 2D platformer with heart. The game, you'll have to overcome enemies and challenges using weapons and items. Like, that's every platformer. That's every platformer there ever was. Next is Magma Tsunami. Is a frenzied arcane platformer. Beat your records in one player or co-op. Oh, okay, so this does have co-op, but it might be local is why I still have this. A couple of these, if I don't know if it's online or local, I put it in. And you don't get caught by the Magma Tsunami. So it's kind of like Bit Trip Runner or the Bit Runner games. There's a giant wave of lava coming and you have to jump on various platforms and stuff. Next we have Monsty, which is another, it's a platformer, I guess. It's got a kind of a unique art style. It uses a lot of like negative space. Like a majority of the screen's black, and you see kind of the background. It's like side scrolling, and you have to jump around and avoid obstacles and enemies and stuff. There is Out There Somewhere, which according to the Steam description, is inspired by Cave Story, Super Metroid, and Portal. You play and explore stranded on a dangerous alien planet. Low on fuel, your only hope for escape is to find the planet's core in its incredibly clever action puzzle platformer. There is Reptilian Rebellion, which also has a very lackluster description, but it's like a top-down 3D voxel game where you shoot different reptilian hordes kind of like walking towards you from two directions, and it looks like you get like different weapons and stuff. There is Shower with Your Dad Simulator 2015. Do you still shower with your dad? There is Super Mustache, which is a vintage style platformer where you play it looks like Ron Swanson as an astronaut, basically, in a retro style indie platformer. There is Synonymy, which is probably the most unique game on this list besides The Howler. It's not really a game per se. It's a non-profit educational word game narrated by Richard Dawkins. And what it is kind of like the game Chain Reaction, the game show. If you've ever seen it, they'll give you one word, and then you have to connect with another word using just synonyms. So you'll pick one word and use a synonym of that word and a synonym of that word and so on and so forth until you get to the end word, and that's how you get. And the fewest number of words in between, the more like points you get. So that might be a fun interactive one. I'm not sure. There's Poop in My Soup is the next one. and you probably have heard of this. As far as like these obscure games go, this is probably one of the better known ones. It's its own thing, man. It's it's hard to describe what it is. You play a little kid and you're tossing your feces over a balcony to hit pedestrians down below. Definitely interesting. And then lastly, there is Waveform, which is a side-scrolling action puzzle strategy game where you manipulate a waveform on the screen by dragging your mouse, and you can change, I guess, like the pitch and whatnot to avoid enemies or collect items or whatnot. So, like I said, all those are under $2, and I want to play them all eventually. That's like 6 months worth of content that I just read to you. So, if any of them sound interesting at all, let me know. Vote on them. Comment below. Whatever's best for you. Check them out for yourself. Like browse the Steam page if you're curious about anyone in particular. Um, like I said, there are a couple others that I didn't mention that I want to do maybe some collaborations with because they are online multiplayer, and usually 99 cents or $2 is not too bad for a couple people to splurge. Honestly, I wouldn't mind even buying it if you know the game looked interesting enough. So if you have any other feedback, please let me know as well about this. And yeah, I guess that's it. Thank you in advance for anything. And I'll see you around. See you next live stream. Bye bye.